Hi everyone, my name is Nasha and I'm a student in the MFRM program at University of Toronto. It's a great pleasure to welcome today's guest, Julia, the Managing Director and Head of Money Market at CIBC. We're incredibly fortunate to have her with us to share her professional journey, insights from industry, and valuable advice for students who are exploring a career in risk management. Thank you so much, Julia, for taking the time to join us today. Let's dive right in. How do you think risk management differ in money markets compared to other financial markets?
Well, I think you're not going to treat it any differently from a high level. Money market can be the canary in the coal mine when things go wrong. So over the years, I've had experience with many market disruptions, and nothing is truly broken until it's broken in money market. And that means that cash is not moving on a daily basis. Investors have completely moved to the sideline. They are not rolling their cash. And so the market is very dependent on having those cash flows on a
Mm,
daily basis. It's kind of what makes the world go round. And when those stop, then that's when you start to see the central bank action, and that's generally a sign that things are not going well. And so I would say that from a risk management perspective, that is something to be very aware of, and to know that that can give you those clues. And
yeah.
so we're experiencing some market dislocations now because of Trump's tariffs. And so I have risk asking me, how are things liquidity wise? Are investors rolling their cash? Like what actions are they taking that are different from a business as usual or BAU perspective?
Obviously, like right now, this political situation, everything's moving so fast. I don't
Yes.
want to go too into detail what you're doing right now because I'm not sure if you're able to disclose that to me. So I'll be more focused on your past experience, I guess. So can you
Mhm.
discuss a moment when an unexpected market event challenged your team's risk framework? So for example, something not today's tariff, but something similar in the past, and how does your team respond to it? And was the judgment based mainly on analytics or intuition?
So I'm going to just kind of flip it a little bit and use the experience of 2008, the global financial crisis.
Yeah.
And that again was money market was broken. The A fund in the US had broken the buck. Lehman was bankrupt, so nobody knew if they had Lehman exposure in any of their money funds. You also had all the subprime, so there was concerns about defaults there. And so the market, it was the central banks, they took some time, and the governments took some time to kind of react and come up with the programs, the necessary programs. So even though it happened in September of 2008, the market really didn't start. I would say the credit market in my space didn't start to improve until January of 2009. And
Wow.
then, of course, the stock market in March of that year. But it was because the central banks were pushing liquidity through the system. And so the difference between that and March of 2020, when COVID hit, I had many years of experience. I was the one directing the Bank of Canada on what to do, like giving advice on, no, don't focus on this product, focus on this one. This is where the issues really are. The real difference, though, was the central banks had a playbook.
Mhm. So I guess when in time of crisis like this, most of the time we're still based on our past decisions to decide what's our current,
Yes.
I guess, decision. That's the main insight, right?
Yes, experience really matters in times like those.
I see. It makes sense.
Yes,
I still have like one last question, if that's okay.
of course.
So if you were to go back in time, what would you tell your younger self?
The more that you can put yourself in your boss's shoes and try and see the world from their perspective, it crystallizes what you should be focused on, how you should react, and helps you get to the next level. That allows you to, I think, mature a bit faster. I think it would have been better for me to have that perspective when I was younger.
Yeah, I guess always think in the bigger picture instead of focusing exactly on the small thing that you're doing.
Yes, it was a pleasure.
Thank
All
you.
right, have a good day. All the best.